Hello, Captains. This is your host, Justice Plays, and welcome back to my continuing Let's Play series of the DSC Starfleet faction in Star Trek Online. This is going to continue the playlist of that faction playthrough that I started in the fall of 2018 when they launched the Discovery era content. They launched the DSC Starfleet faction, which is a brand new faction in Star Trek Online that takes place during the Discovery era. There's a couple of missions, literally just a couple of missions, and then it thrusts you into the 25th century and you are with everybody else in the game, and you can go back and play all the missions, regular missions in the game from the Federation faction. But pretty much you get to fly, Discovery era ships. You have the Discovery era uniform. But there's not really a lot of time spent in the Discovery era. And so the last 5 videos that I've had on this playlist, that's what we did. We played those missions. And in the very last video, right before this one, number 5, I did a review of the Malachowski class starship. I did a full review of that ship. And that way we got to see what it was all about and found out, how it scales and how it does all its stuff and everything. And it's a pretty cool ship. But I wanted to upgrade. It was time to upgrade. I wanted to go ahead and jump into a new Tier 6 ship. And that's exactly what I did off screen. I never made a video about it. But that video is going to be today. I'm going to kind of cover what I've done since the last video I published, which was a long time ago. Also in this video, I'm going to play the new mission that was just released, 2 new missions that were just released in the update called Mirror of Discovery. We've got Pacem and Illusion of Communication, 2 new missions that are in the, they're not in the Discovery era, but they deal with the Discovery era, and you'll see how. I have already played those missions, so this is not a blind playthrough. I just played those on my main character, the Doctor, who is a Federation faction Starfleet character. And you can go check out the playthrough of both of those missions on him already. So I have played them, but I want to play them again and record it on this character, the DSC Starfleet character, because apparently there might be some changes in dialogue. Maybe we will be recognized as a Discovery era character. I'm hoping for that, and I'm hoping some of the dialogue might be just a little bit different. And since also this deals with the Discovery era, it is very fitting to my overall Let's Play series of the DSC Starfleet faction character. So it allows me to continue this playlist, this Let's Play series on this specific faction. So again, I am on the DSC Starfleet faction right now. This is Mirror Ricky. This is my character Mirror Ricky, and he is an engineer. And if you haven't seen the previous 5 videos in this playlist, definitely go watch them, because what I did is specifically to play the missions under Age of Discovery called Secrets. Well, the tutorial firstly, obviously, and then Secrets, and then Downfall, and then I did a TFO. I did the Starbase 1 TFO, and then I did the review of the Malachowski class Light Exploration Cruiser, I think it's called. I did a review of that ship. And now, today, we're going to jump into doing Pacem, and then the next video will be Illusion of Communication. And before we even jump into all of that, let me show you the new ship that we're going to be using. All the changes I've made to this character. Because since the last video, number 4 and 5, I have made a lot of updates to this character. I have spent time grinding on it. I have spent time upgrading using the upgrade weekend that we had recently, getting Mark 15 gear, upgrading the quality of my gear. And I think you're going to like this. So here we go. The first thing I want to do is bring up the ship and show you that. I went ahead and got me, if I can bring it up in the right tab, there it is. I got me, and I need to rename it, the Europa Heavy Battle Cruiser Tier 6. So this is a Z-Store or C-Store starship. It's a Tier 6 starship, and it is Discovery era. and it is tier 6. So if you go to the Z store and you go to ships, tier 6, you'll find it under here somewhere. Europa. Probably at the bottom since I already own it, right? I want to bring it up here so we can just read about it so you'll know what the specifications of the ship are, because this will be our ship we're going to be flying from here on out for quite a while. I don't plan to upgrade it for a while. This is going to be the ship I use on this character until I, you know, really nail it down and do a full review on it. But hopefully we'll find it here. Come on now, where are you? They need like a search box so you could just like type it in and it would bring it right up, you know? It's right at the bottom. Of course it's at the bottom. So let's read a little bit about this, just so you know what this ship is all about. The Europa was the flagship of the 23rd century Starfleet, suited to a wide variety of missions within Federation space. Much like the 23rd century counterpart, the Tier 6 heavy battlecruiser comes with high enough firepower to justify demand space at the front of the battle, while possessing the team support capabilities to serve as an easy rallying point for all its allies, and the survivability to withstand all the enemy attention that comes with those two. The heavy battlecruiser comes equipped with an overload SIF-linked console. When activated, this console prevents a significant amount of the post-resistance hull damage your teammates would receive and transfers some of the prevented damage back to you. Additionally, for the duration, you gain significant bonus damage resistance rating to help withstand this additional damage, and you and your teammates both gain significant hull regeneration. This console also provides a passive boost to starship hull capacity and shield power. This console may be equipped on any console slot on any ship. Upon reaching level 5 in the Heavy Battlecruiser Starship Mastery, you will unlock the Reactive Reconstruction Starship trait. While this trait is active, when your health drops below 50%, this trait heals you and all teammates for a significant amount, and then significantly increases your outgoing healing. This ability will then go on cooldown for the next few minutes. So it's Tier 6, Federation, level 50. It's got a hull strength modifier of 1.35. That means 54,000 at 60, level 60 as your base hull. Shield modifier 1.15, 4 weapons, 3 aft. It has a Commander Engineering, Ensign Engineering, Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Lieutenant Commander Science / Command, and Lieutenant Universal. 2 Tactical, 5 Engineering, 3 Science. Base turn rate of 7. Plus 5 to weapons and shield power. It can equip dual cannons. It's got the SIF linkage thing, and then the text ends. So this is a very good engineering cruiser ship. So here's my build on it. Now I do not have the quality of all my gear up to par just yet, but I do have everything at Mark 15. So the level of everything is at the highest Mark level. I am using the same phaser beams that I had on the previous ship. So I just took those off and put those on this ship. These are just regular old Discovery era phaser beams. They fire in that unique Discovery era way. And the modifiers, don't look at the modifiers. I need to go through and change the modifiers, so they're not exactly what I would want them to be. But they are rare Mark 15, and of course I've got 4 of them up front. And then I got 3 in the back. Again, I need to upgrade the quality on them and change the modifiers and stuff, but you know, I'll get to that eventually. I have the prototype photon torpedo that came from the last ship as well. I put all that weaponry basically on this ship. I just need to upgrade it all. I do not have reputation gear yet on this ship. It's still a very early, I guess you could say, early state of this character in terms of, you know, grindage. While I have done a lot more since the last videos with this character, there's still a lot to go. A way. Let me show you, for example. My reputations are all 0. And I only have tier 1 on Task Force Omega. So I've got a long ways to go on doing stuff with this character still. So there's a lot of things I do not have. So just keep that in mind. A lot of things I do not have. But what I do have, I've done the best with that I can. So I am using right now the Aegis set. Aegis Deflector, Aegis Impulse, and Aegis Shield. It's just the best thing I got at the moment. Now, will it ever be the best? Will it be the best thing ever in the future? Of course not. I will keep upgrading this ship, and that's why I said it's far, far, far from ready to do a review on. I've got a lot of work to do on this ship. But it's way better than it was on the last ship, the last video. I also have an Elite Fleet Plasma Integrated Warp Core. And then for my consoles, here is the overloaded SIF linkage that it was talking about. It gives you a flat-out shield power setting and starship hull capacity by having it on there. And it's got a unique ability when you have friends around. When you enable it, it does that resistance. It does like all kinds of resistance to stuff. And it's got a really cool effect when you turn it on, but you really need allies around you to get the most benefit from it. I have a Trillium D plating on. I've also got a Neutronium. I've got an RCS because I did feel the ship was turned a little bit slow for my taste. I have an engine power setting. Again, I felt it was a little bit slow and I wanted to get the speed and turn rate up on it. I've also got a Polarity Modulator. I don't even know where I got this from. A Cyclical Polarity Modulator. It's got a really cool ability. It gives you a 50% shield kinetic damage resistance and a plus 50 kinetic resistance rating. And when damaged, it heals shields for 10% of that damage. I don't even know where I got this thing from, but because I really can't remember where I got this thing from. But I was looking at it the other day and I was like, that's a cool ability. I can enable that, and it does some cool stuff. But I don't know where I got it from. I got it from somewhere. Then I have the Quantum Phase Converter just to give me more phaser damage, really. But it also increases your aux power and drain expertise. I got a field generator for shield strength, and then there's only 2 tactical consoles for phaser damage. That's why I definitely wanted to have the Quantum Phase Converter in there, because you are very limited on tactical damage buffs here. So I needed one more, so I have this one in there now. That increases my phaser damage as well. And that's the basic build. I have all the Starship Mastery unlocks. So number 1 is physical and kinetic damage resistance. Number 2 is critical severity buff. Number 3 is energy damage and radiation damage resistance. And then whole hit points is number 4. And then of course the last mastery is the reactive reconstruction. When I drop below 50% health, I get bonus hull healing for that. And that's the basic build of my ship. Again, it's not the best and it's not the end-all build. This is just an interim build as I keep working on reputation stuff and so on and so on and so on. And of course I need to upgrade. For my stations, I am just these have regular stations. This actually has a command. This does have command here. Oh, I do have command abilities active. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. I'm testing out some stuff here. So I have beam fire at will, beam overload, tactical team, torpedo high yield, and torpedo spread. In engineering, I got directed energy modulation 3, emergency power to weapons 3, engineering team 2, emergency power to shield, emergency power to engines, and I am using, instead of science powers, I am using command powers. I've got call emergency artillery, rally point marker, and concentrate firepower. I may change rally point marker. I don't really like that one too much because you have to stay within that field that it creates. It has this like area of effect that you have to stay within for it to work. I may change this one out in the future, but basically I'm testing out command abilities with this ship to see what I like best. So this is not the end-all build here. This is just me kind of testing things out, as I usually do, of course, with new ships. So that is currently what I'm using. We'll use some command abilities just so you can see them, you know, in the mission here. Otherwise, on the ground, you can see I've still even got only Mark II modules here, even though they're very rare. I've got like Mark II weapons malfunction and Mark II fuse armor. It's good enough for right now. It's going to be good enough for these missions. We've got beam turret and a seeker drone, and then I've got the other drone as well because I'm engineering fabrication drone. Got seeker drone and support drone, that's the one. And then my burst turret, and I've got orbital strike because I'm engineering those two abilities. I've got enough abilities that I'll be fine on this ground mission. I am using the neutronium-laced combat armor. I am using just a regular personal covariant shield, nothing really special, not a reputation set at all here. Not yet, anyway. And I'm using a Chronoton split beam rifle that is ultra rare, Mark 15 right now. Just kind of the best setup I have at the moment. I got a lot more work to do on this character, but that's where I am on him, and that way you'll know what he is running here now, moving forward with these two new missions. And I will just keep working on the Europa, of course, and my ground setup as well as time goes forward. But I just wanted to show you what this character has, so that you know going into this mission that we have made a lot of changes since the last 5 videos with this character, and it just keeps on moving forward. It's an ongoing process, as you guys know. You know, it's just a complete ongoing process. Other things that I have active here, I don't even have a lot of traits. Look at this. I have no space traits that I can add on here right now. I'm using 2 ground traits, bonus all energy weapon damage and melee damage, and then plus 80% hit point regen. That's from the Borg reputation. And actually, I may be able to go... Nope, see, I can't go to tier 2 yet. I was going to say, maybe I can go to tier 2 and get some space traits, but nope, I don't have any space traits yet. And no active traits either. So all I have are those 2 ground traits. That's it. For right now, anyway. But I do have starship traits active. Of course, I have the reactive reconstruction from this ship, and I have some other traits that I have claimed from my other ships on other characters, and you can claim those traits on you know, account wide. So I've kind of done that and put a few more traits on here just to you know, give it something, because you know, I need something. So I've got going the extra mile. I've got improved critical systems and improved temporal insight. And what else? Specializations. I only have half of Miracle Worker done. That's the only specialization currently finished, or not finished, but in progress, and is only halfway done. So half of Miracle Worker is the active primary specialization, and that's all there is right now. Again, that's just where I'm at right now on the character, so that's just all there is. In terms of bridge officers, I have changed out my space officers. I've got Eming and Rini here, and Domam. These are ones you have not seen before, and that is because they are Saurians. I put Saurians on here. I put efficient Saurians. So when I go to their skills, or their traits, that is, you will see that the Saurians have efficient, which is plus 7.5 Starship Warp Core efficiency. So I've got like 3 efficients. Eming, Rini, and Domam have efficient. 4 of 6 has also has that, I believe, as well. Yeah, also has efficient. So I've got like 4 efficients on here. And then Ian, I believe, has leadership. Yes, leadership for whole regen. So I've got like 1 leadership, and then the rest are efficients, if I'm correct. Efficient, yeah, efficient. So I've got... No, Coraline has leadership, but she is not on there. Yeah, so okay, so Eming, Rini, Domam, and 4 of 6 have efficient for space ability, and then Ian has leadership. So just some changes I made there to get me some more power, higher power levels and so forth in space. But my ground, I haven't changed the ground. I'm using Ian, Coraline, Tamiv, and Evelyn as a ground, and I have not customized their powers at all. All I've done is upgrade their, you know, I promoted them to a higher level, but I have not customized their ground powers. So their ground powers are basically default from the last 5 videos. I haven't changed that at all. And so I guess that sums it up. That is the current state of Mirror Ricky. You know, I just have a lot to do on him, keep on moving forward, and upgrading and so forth, but at least now he's flying a much better starship and has better gear going into these 2 new missions. A better chance at everything, and I think he's well equipped to take it on. So I'm excited about going in here, and I just want to look at our stats in space before we move on. You can see I've got all my buttons configured here. Here is the SIF linkage. I cannot activate it until I'm in combat, but you can see it reduces the post resistance damage they would take by 50%. Got plus 50% hull regeneration. To yourself, you take 50% of the damage prevented this way as radiation damage, plus 100 to 200 bonus all damage resistance rating based on number of targets, plus 50% hull regeneration. A really neat ability, but you just have to kind of see it in action. This is the command abilities I have. This is Concentrate Firepower 1. This is the Call Emergency Artillery. I kind of like this one. These ships fly in and do kinetic damage, 3,025 kinetic damage, and I believe it ignores shields. And then you have the rally marker as well. If you're within that rally marker field, you get shield restoration, hull restoration. You do get all these benefits, but you have to be within that field for it to work. And then the other one was this thing here, the Cyclical Polarity Modulator. I forget where I got it from, but check out the visual on it. That's really cool looking. So I don't know where I got it from, but I'll use it in combat for sure, because that is pretty darn cool looking. It's got a 2-minute cooldown on it though, but it gives you 50% shield kinetic resistance and plus 50 kinetic resistance rating. So I guess if you're in combat and they're doing a lot of kinetic damage on you, that can really help protect you there. Here are my stats that I'm sitting at with this thing. 276% power transfer rate, 101,000 hull, so that's a very good hull. 55 defense rating, 20,000 shields, very good shield there, and then almost 50% resistance here, so I've got very good resistance ratings. My crit severity is 68.5%, crit chance is 6.4%, and I've got a turn rate of 17 degrees per second. And so with that RCS console and that engine console, this is my turn rate. I can kind of turn around like this, and this is with those buffs. So without those, I really felt the turn rate was just really too slow. So this is with the buffs here. And even with the buffs, it's still kind of slow. But it was definitely a lot slower without the RCS on there. Let me turn on the weapon HUD real quick, and I will show you what my DPSs are. I've got 1477 phaser damage, 1182 DPS. That changes a little bit on these based on the modifiers, but they're around close to the same. And in the back, probably a little less, 1434 phaser, 1147. And then the torpedo is 7518 kinetic damage, 1253 DPS. So if I buff my emergency power to weapons 3, these jump up to 1746 phaser damage and 1397 DPS. So that just shows you what I got there, so you know what I got going into combat. And everything is active on auto fire. And so that's pretty much it. It's time to go into combat here and play the new mission. I will go ahead and put a timestamp. I mean, it's kind of irrelevant talking about it now, but I'll talk about it anyway. I'm going to put a timestamp straight to this point in the video, so those that want to can skip the introduction, but if you're already here, then you're here, and now it's time to play the mission, so let's just do that. Let's go to Pacem under Mirror of Discovery. Encounter a lost ship at the planetary preserve of Pavo and learn about reawakening old rivals.
I am the leader of a Vulcan research team studying the unique ecology of the planet Pavo. Starfleet has informed me that an ion storm is active in the Pavo system. Logic suggests that the storm is blocking communications. However, storms of that magnitude can have other effects, some of a deleterious nature. As a precaution, the Alliance has asked me to accompany your vessel to the Pavo system. We are to determine the status of the research team and offer assistance if necessary. I am prepared to leave at your earliest convenience.
Well, let's do that. Again, I have already played these missions, but the unique part here is playing them on the DSC faction and seeing if there's any differences. That's the unique part here. Okay, close that, begin. There is no response on comms from the Pavo research station. The ion storm is causing a lot of interference. However, it's possible our hails may not be reaching them.
The storm is creating spatial disturbances throughout the system. If we analyze their patterns, we might be able to position the ship at a point where communication is possible.
Okay, scan.
Initial scans are picking up clouds of ionized subspace radiation and chronometric particles. This is curious. Sensors are registering a stationary object. It is not far from our position.
Okay, what is it?
Unlikely. I suspect it is one of the Starfleet navigation buoys placed throughout the system. However, the ionization of subspace is warping and distorting the sensors. As a result, an accurate
Well, let's get closer, shall we? And it is a buoy.
As I suspected, a navigational buoy. It appears to be inactive, however. The navigational buoys here are configured to broadcast a message on all frequencies. It is intended to inform those who arrive here that Pavo is a protected reserve. Sensors indicate heavy hull ionization on this buoy. I believe it has been disabled by the effects of the ion storm.
Okay.
Navigational buoy 226 is nearby and should provide us with a means to reinforce hailing frequencies between the ship and the Pavo research station.
Alright, all the dialogue so far is the same. I'm going to kind of skip forward like that, moving on. If I see the dialogue is the same, I'll just move forward. Because again, I've already played this. If you want to see my thorough playthrough, watch the original one first.
You are entering the Pavo system. The planet Pavo is a protected reserve. Access is prohibited.
Okay, hailing frequencies open. Local conditions are still a factor here. The buoys may not be able to overcome the storm's interference. Looks like we have to brave the storm.
I have detected something of interest. Sensors show the formation of uncertain. It appears to be providing stability to the ion storm, similar to the eye of a hurricane. I am also detecting bursts of comm signals.
This is going to be real interesting. I want to see if we are recognized from a different universe, or a different time period, anyway. And universe. All of it. Let's see what happens. And it is the ISS Discovery. That's right, ISS Discovery. That's a great shot, by the way. Just want to say. It's really cool. Oh, and we got Klingons. Discovery era Klingons, that is. Alright, we gotta fight off attackers and defeat Klingons.
Warning.
Here we go.
Ship is under attack.
Oh, by the way, oh no, I'm in
Target
normal.
shields have
I'm
failed.
not in advanced. Sorry, I'm not in advanced difficulty at the moment.
Alright,
Alright, I'm gonna do the Sith linkage thing.
The boarding parties.
That's what it looks like. Here's the rally marker thing.
Target shields have
See, I'm
failed.
inside this field here. But I have to stay within it to get the benefits. And it's hard to do that. Especially when you gotta move out of the way because of Klingons. And there are a lot of them.
Right shield failing. Target's shields have failed.
Use some of my command powers here. They're very cool. I already used the artillery one. I'll do it again and show you what that looks like.
Hull integrity below 75%. Left shield failing.
We are destroyed.
I'm going to use the artillery on this one. Is this
Target
artillery?
shield
No, that's
has
not
failed.
artillery. That's artillery.
That ship must burn.
Ah, they went away.
Those with the will of Kalis in their heart.
Well, I'm sure I'll have
Stand
another
with
opportunity to
me.
use it.
Hull integrity below 50%.
Okay, I'm going to have to use some emergency healing here because... Ow.
4 shields failing. Right shield failing.
Ah! All ships, engage warp and withdraw.
Ha.
Let
Okay.
the boarding party do its work.
That wasn't bad. So first of all, I forgot to mention, I am not in advanced difficulty mode here. I am in normal difficulty for these missions. So just imagine this would be really hard, and it was really hard on my first playthrough, but I had a much better ship with that playthrough, and it was still really hard on advanced difficulty, because that's a lot of Klingons at once. It's just the sheer number of them, right? It's a lot of Klingons at once. So, with my current build on this ship, that was still pretty difficult on normal mode because, again, I've got a long ways to go. The Aegis set is not the best set. I find that it ends up taking a lot of damage. It really doesn't protect me from damage as much as I would hope it would. At the very beginning of this game, it was like the first specialized space set that was released. So at the beginning of the game, that was like a really cool set. But then others have just greatly surpassed it. It needs a buff increase. Alright. Sensors are clear of hostile targets, Admiral. For the moment, a number of Klingon vessels retreated at high warp and activated their cloaking device. Acknowledged. Hail the Federation vessel. Hailing frequencies open. No response.
Recognition files identify the Klingon vessels as classes deployed during the Federation-Klingon conflict of the mid-23rd century. The Starfleet vessel is a Crossfield class, also active during that time period.
Time travel. Scan for chronometric particles.
Scanning. Sensors show a spike in the chronometric particles immediately preceding the arrival of these vessels. Fascinating.
Find something?
The Crossfield-class vessel is not transmitting a Starfleet recognition signal. Sensor analysis confirmed. It is the ISS Discovery, from the Terran Empire of the so-called Mirror Universe.
Might explain why they haven't answered our hails. Now they're hailing us. On screen. Here we go. Let's see what's different.
Your timely assistance is most appreciated. Speaking for myself and my loyal crew, thank you. I am Captain Sylvia Tilly, and I officially declare our intent to seek asylum.
I like the way they zoom in on her. They come around with the camera on her. Real nice there with the all that panning and everything.
You'll have to forgive me for staring. See, in our universe, you're dead. By my hand.
Ooh.
I'm afraid we didn't see eye to eye on who should take command after the Klingons killed Captain Schaefer. For what it's worth, our you died very quickly.
That's cool. So, and remember, she's from the Mirror Universe, not our timeline, or not our universe. Mirror Universe and in the past. And in her Mirror Universe, I am dead by her hand. That is a really cool little, thing they threw in there. I like that. So that is definitely different from the first playthrough that I played. That's a nice little story thing there.
Clearly, this is going to take a little getting used to. I'm not entirely sure how, but judging by the sensor readings I'm seeing, and that rather impressive ship of yours. We've taken a trip to the future.
Yeah, over 150 years.
I'm sure the science behind all of this is fascinating, but we have some more immediate concerns to
Klingon
address.
boarding parties
namely
on
the
our ship.
Klingon... Excellent. I'll have Patel, my chief of security, meet your team at the transport coordinates.
So far, the same thing here. We got to beam over and take out the Klingons on her ship.
Sensors indicate numerous life signs in your vicinity, reading multiple high-energy discharges as well. The data...
Okay, well, here we go. So that was a cool piece of dialogue change there. I liked that recognition of who I am. That I am from a different era.
Welcome to the ISS Discovery.
You must be Chief Patel.
Yeah, no. I'm afraid Patel has been relieved of command. Just like you're going to be relieved of those fancy 25th century weapons.
Well, I suspect your captain wouldn't approve of this.
Our captain is weak, and you? You're a fool. The Terran Empire tolerates neither. Some would call this...
Okay, so it's battle time.
Enemy targets on sensor.
That was actually really easy.
Oh, we're transmitting now. Hello. Welcome aboard the Discovery. As you can see, things have become a bit more complicated. It seems that some of my crew have decided that now is the perfect time to express their concerns with my command decisions.
Violently, it would seem.
Yes. As if the Klingon boarding parties weren't enough to deal with. Oh, hey, let's have a mutiny too. Wonderful. Never mind that. Did Chief Patel make it to you? She was supposed to escort you
Nope,
through the security
she is
fields
not
to...
here.
I see. We'll do what we can from the bridge, but I'm afraid we're a bit locked down here at the moment. According to our internal sensors, Chief Patel is in that deck security station. It's not far from your current position. She's probably trying to lock down this ridiculous mutiny there. Find Patel. She should be able to override whatever the mutineers are doing to raise those fields. Take them down and make your way to the turbo lift.
Okay. That we can do, and we can't go this way, apparently. Not? We cannot go this way? Cannot go that way. Oh, we cannot go this way. Oh, we have to do this. Duh.
Huh. Sounds like our guests got a warm welcome.
Look out! They're still alive!
Pretty easy, actually. And everybody's
Now that I have
out.
your attention, I have some questions. Tilly has plans. Yes? She always has plans. And you're going to tell me what they are. Oh, you'll resist, of course. You're a Terran, after all. But let's be honest, Chief. You will tell me what I want to know.
Hi there.
Apparently, Tilly's new allies are still with us.
That is not the weapon I had in my hand.
If you want something done right. Weapons at highest setting. Open fire!
Alright, let's do this. They don't have personal shields, so that makes it kind of really easy.
Personal shield losing power.
Oh, all my bridge officers are dead. What the hey? I think that I need to upgrade the armor and... Oh
Flanking
crap.
damage detected.
He's not dead. I think I'm gonna die here in a second.
Kill them! Kill them now! Kill them or I'll kill you!
I think I need to upgrade the shields and armor is what I'm trying to say on my bridge officers, because I haven't done a lot with them. have
Enemy
not
targets
upgraded
on
them. I
sensors.
need to probably upgrade their weapons. Yeah, they're all dead. That's awesome. And I'm gonna be if I don't do something. Oh, there you go. He's down. Phew, okay. Yeah, I guess my bridge officers probably need some work.
Me. Controls. They're on the booth. Ah!
I'm over here and she's like dying. Well, one second. Bridge officers come first. You can wait.
Help me. Controls. They're on the booth. Ah! I'm guessing you're the one the captain sent me to meet.
Are you alright?
I make it a habit to be on the outside of an agonizer booth. But I've spent my fair share of time in one, too. I'll manage. What's the situation?
She is for now.
I'm not surprised. It'll take more than Klingons and mutinous riffraff to end Sylvia Tilly. I'm surprised she hasn't killed them all herself. In the
Golly.
meantime, I have
They're
orders to
using
get
Mark
you to the
10
bridge, and I
uncommon
intend to obey them. Follow me.
armor and shields and like Mark 9 yeah, I think I need to work on my bridge officers some. Holy crap. I didn't realize how backward
Not
they
a
were
problem.
at the moment.
There's no code written I can't crack. I'll have those fields down in short order. Cover me while I work. We might have some uninvited guests soon.
I know there's some more ground combat in the next mission, so I'm going to have to do some
Enemy
work on them
targets
before
on
that
sensors.
mission. Need to get them some better armor and shields and weapons.
Almost got it.
Flanking
Oh,
damage detected.
Eat this. Keep me covered. Damn it. All right, I got it. The security fields are using my authorization codes now.
Okay, that wasn't too bad. Oh, one more.
Clear. Let's move.
Or not. Alright, I guess we're ready then. Everybody alive? Who needs to be alive? I guess so.
Let's get to the bridge. The turbo lift is that way.
Of course it is. What ability do I have that's like giving me yellow hand things? Some kind of like running ability or something. I'm not sure what that is.
Watch your corners.
Sprint plus 75% dodge. I'm getting that from somewhere. I don't know where.
Now quarter no prisoners. Attack!
Ambush.
Enemy targets on sensors.
Give me a second to get this field down.
That's neat.
We're reading the loss of security fields on that deck. I take it you found Chief Patel?
We did.
Some
Run
good
away.
news for a change, though I'm not terribly surprised. Woman's harder to kill than a honey badger. I'm afraid the Klingons have taken several lower decks and are moving in your direction. Keep your weapons hot. They're killing everyone they run into.
Alright, so basically keep taking out Klingons. Got it.
I hear Klingon disruptors up ahead. Be ready for anything.
Me too.
Do not let that Klingon scum through this junction!
Got him. Only one went down that time. Go to turbo lift. Well, that's this way.
Hold your position. There's been an incident.
What kind of incident?
The Klingon kind. Specifically, they've taken control of main engineering, killed my chief engineer and his security team in the process. They're threatening to breach the core if I don't surrender.
Should we evacuate?
Evacuate sounds a lot like retreat to me, and that is not going to happen either. This is my ship.
Take Patel, down to engineering, deal with the Klingons.
I recommend you deal with this problem quickly.
Now we gotta go to
Klingons
engineering.
Probably cracked Rathman's code. Idiot.
Let's go, everybody. To engineering.
Bad news first. Seems there's more Klingons down there than we thought. You'll have to fight your way to main engineering. Good news? They'll be shooting at the mutineers down there. It might make your job a little easier, huh?
One problem after another.
Rathman! Come in, Rathman! We're trapped on the engineering deck! Send reinforcements, now! Great. Mutineers and Kling...
Get these doors open! The Mark wants these cowards dead!
Enemy combatants in close proximity.
Okay, not too bad so far.
They aren't even targeting vital systems. They're just trashing the place. Main engineering is just up ahead. Let's hustle, people!
Rathman's dead, and we will be too if you don't get that turbo lift open.
Personal shield losing power.
Okay, turbo lift.
On your lead. We'll breach. You go hard.
We all die this
Well,
day.
we go now.
Die well. Die with honor.
Personal shield losing power.
That wasn't too bad. Not too bad at all. Of course, again, this is not main engineering, it's just a lab. But
Looks like the Klingons were in a hurry. That is some sloppy work. I was solving engineering problems like that when I was a first-year cadet.
Hope you know what you're doing.
Basically, we need to
that warp
stabilize
core
the
looks
warp
fit to
core.
breach.
Nicely done. Cut it a little close there with the core, but since we're all still here, I'm gonna call that a win. So, since we've got a little room to breathe here, why don't you come up?
Alright, let's head up there to her. Here we go. That pose is just perfect.
Face to face at last.
Captain, are you sure we can trust these assholes?
Language!
So somebody pointed out to me, she is definitely the opposite of her
Cursing.
of her normal
Such
universe
a filthy habit.
Character, because
You did well against
she
the
cursed in
mutineers.
that one, but she
They
doesn't
weren't
like
fond of my
cursing in this
decision
one.
to seek asylum,
Polar
I'm
opposites.
afraid.
That's pretty cool.
While unpleasant, it is better than the fate we left behind. In our universe, Pavo is a cruel, deadly entity, Being sent to that system is a death sentence. And sent there we were. I suppose an enemy decided it was time for me to retire. Permanently. But enough about that. Let's get down to business, shall we?
Let's do it. What are we doing?
First and foremost, I have no interest in hostilities with your government. I meant what I said about Asylum.
Actually, I don't think you do, but okay.
I do. The mutiny was unfortunate, but what can I say? We're Terrans. Dominance is often challenged and must be maintained. The mutineers saw an opportunity, took their shot, and missed. Big time. Everyone left saw the price they paid for their failure. Believe me, the rest of the crew will fall in line. I'm fortunate you were here to deal with the problem. Apparently, my chief of security felt like spending time in an agonizer booth during most of the conflict. Honestly, Patel, if I knew you liked the booth so much, I'd keep you in one more often.
Why, you are right to say so, Captain. It won't happen again.
See to it that it doesn't. I'd hate to replace you, Chief, but I will if I have to. Next steps are to get my vessel back in working order before those Klingons come back to finish us off. Now that's not going to be easy. I'm down a chief engineer, the power grid is a shambles, we have multiple hull breaches, and we're nowhere near battle ready.
Alright, so let's beam some
Our
engineering
shields are
people
down.
here.
If the Klingons don't get us, it's only a matter of time before the ion storm does. Monitor that console while I try to get the main deflector back online. I'd order my chief science officer to do it, but she chose her loyalties poorly.
Alright, let's do it.
Start a diagnostic on the shield emitters. I'll start to recalibrate the main deflector.
Yeah, okay.
Klingons! All hands! Repel borders!
Enemy targets on sensors.
Kill everyone, but the captain is mine.
Enemy combatants in close proximity.
Okay, the main deflector is in position. Recalibrate it now. Ugh, they're like Zethian bed roaches. Get off my ship!
Cool.
Sensors are picking up numerous Klingon vessels decloaking. Combat is imminent. I strongly recommend you return to the ship at your earliest convenience.
Okay.
Captain should be on their own ship in the heat of battle. Go. We'll take it from here.
Okay.
Thank you. If we survive this, I look forward to repaying the favor. Now go.
I'm not gonna go just yet. I just wanted to look at this symbol they have here on their floor. I like that. That's cool looking. I didn't look at that in the last video. It almost looks like a crab. Anyway, that's very cool looking. I like that. Can we go anywhere else on the bridge? See, I didn't try last time, so just want to give it a shot. And I guess the... Ooh, I can go here. But I can't do anything here. Well, that doesn't help. So the answer is no, I can't go anywhere. Okay. Well, let's go.
Captain... Thank you.
Klingons are hailing us.
I do not know how we came to be here in the future, and I do not care. What I do know is that we have a mutual enemy.
Well, the situation here is complex, Captain.
There is nothing complex about it. I mean to destroy that ship, and you with it, if you get in my way. Be smart.
Well, for some reason...
Fighting.
For some reason, the ship is under our protection. I do not understand why, but it is. So, that's the thing.
Warning, ship is under attack.
Alright, I'm going to use the camera. So let's use the artillery run on here. Back up. And here's the artillery run. I'm not sure that it quite did a lot there. I was not in a very good position.
Discovery is altering course. They're headed toward Pavo.
You kind of have to back up and be far away from it to work well.
Left shield's failing.
Discovery has lowered her shields.
4 shields
reading
failing.
Transporter signatures.
Right
Pavo
shield
6.
failing. Hull integrity below 75%. Hull integrity below 50%. Four shields
the captain
failing.
has left the ship. I'm in command now.
Hull integrity below
Discovery
75%.
is back
Hull
in the
integrity
fight.
below 50%.
Crap, I'm gonna die.
Reading
Almost.
numerous Klingon
Target
vessels
shields have
deployed.
failed.
Died.
4 shields failing. Right shields
They really
failing.
are doing a lot of damage.
Left shields failing. Rear shields failing. Hull integrity below 25%. Target's shields have failed.
There are just so many Klingons. Oh, I did that ability too late. Okay, here we go.
Hull integrity below 50%.
They're doing something. That was a cool maneuver anyway. Ah, there's Tilly. Doing her thing. Powerful Pavo weapon. Whatever that hit us hard, receiving casualty reports from all decks. Evasive maneuvers, tactical status report. Shields are at full, deflectors online, all weapons ready. It appears to have bypassed all of our defense systems like they weren't there.
Based on what the sensors recorded during the attack, it appears we were hit by psionic energy, manifested into an energy pulse of considerable magnitude. The attack originated on Pavo.
Pavo attacked us? Why? Admiral, being hailed by Captain Tilly.
I don't like red in my ledger. You saved my ship, so I spared yours. This time. Next time I won't be so sentimental. First and last warning. Leave the system while you're able.
What do you hope to gain from this, Tilly?
Did you hit your head in that fight? I think what I have to gain here is pretty obvious. Everything. Pavo's reach is infinite. After a few more demonstrations of its power, everyone in the quadrant will have no choice but to swear allegiance to me. Or, die. Empress Tilly. That has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
I like, or I'm interested in the fact here that she says Pavo's reach is infinite. I mean, literally, can the weapon, the planetary weapon thing, really reach that far, galaxy-wide? I mean, beyond the galaxy? I don't know, she says infinite, but, I mean, how far really can its power reach? You wonder that. 'Cause she says infinite, but is it really infinite?
Sane, insane. I'm the one calling the shots here. And I'm pretty sure I told you to get lost or get wrecked. So who's the insane one again? Me, or the lunatic staring defiantly down the barrel of the ultimate weapon? Tick-tock, pal. My trigger finger's getting...
I just like how she says that, and I'm pretty sure I told you to get lost or get wrecked. Okay.
I am reading an energy signature on the surface of Pavo. It matches the initial blast from the planet. Another attack could be imminent. We will not survive a direct hit. I strongly recommend we exit the system immediately.
We have no choice. We have to go.
Captain Tilly's betrayal, while unfortunate, was not entirely unexpected.
Was it really a betrayal? I mean,
Her use
she's
of
from the
this
Terran universe,
agonizer
mirror
technology
universe.
to weaponize the ecosystem of Pavo is a matter of utmost concern. I believe I can devise a means to neutralize her technology, but I will need time to conduct research. Rest assured that I will endeavor to counter Tilly's insidious actions as soon as possible. I ask that you prepare to take action at a moment's notice. The lives of untold millions, including our own, could be at stake.
Sure. Wow, okay. So, now I have played this mission twice. This is the second time, and I have played it now on the DSC Starfleet faction. Pretty much the only difference was the fact that she said that we are dead in her universe by her hand. That pretty much is the only change. Everything else played out exactly the same. So it's a small difference, a small storyline difference, but I'll take it. Something is better than nothing, because I like it when they cater to each faction and make things a little different based on who you're playing as. So they did that just a little bit here, just enough to whet your appetite, but not a whole lot. Well, anyway, that's how that mission played out, and now we just have one more to play under Mirror of Discovery called Illusion of Communication, and we will do that in the next video. And before I get to the next video, I think I'm going to upgrade and work on my bridge officers, because they were really dying a lot really easily in this mission, because I need to upgrade them. So I'm going to do some upgrades on them, because I know we have a lot of ground battle in the next mission, especially toward the end when we have the big boss scene with Captain Tilly. That can get pretty hairy probably, so I need to upgrade my bridge officers. Anyway, I'm going to do that, and then we'll play the next mission. So there you go. That is Pacem on the DSC Starfleet faction. And this is my ship, the Europa, and I will continue to work on it as well. Alright, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for more.